Hey folks, how's it going today? Hope you're all doing really good. Today we're going to look at a Washburn parlor guitar. This is an anniversary edition celebrating 125 years from 1883 to 2008. So this is a 2008 guitar, which is literally only been played a couple times. This thing is just like new. This is a parlor guitar, and it's spec'd after an 1880s Washburn. So let's take a peek at it. It's been quite a while since I've seen this myself, so let me spin the case around and you guys can get a good look here. Pretty cool. It's small. It kind of reminds me of the early Martin guitars of that period. It has the slotted headstock, similar in size. I saw some 1880s Martins when I was at Groon Guitars in Nashville a few weeks ago. They were in, glass cases, but I did check them out, and this was kind of like the size guitar that people were building back then. So, a little history I found out about Washburn. The man's name was George Washburn Lyon, Lyon, being his last name, and he partnered up with a guy named Patrick Healy. So I'm sure you guys have heard of Lyon and Healy. That's back in that era as well. These guys were making some really nice stuff. Some pretty big advancements in musical instruments at the time. They were making mandolins, banjos, guitars. They even made some kind of electric piano. There's some pretty good information on Google if you guys want to look into it. It's really interesting. And they said, from what I read, George Washburn was a really good player and could play pretty much every instrument quite well. It's just an interesting read if you guys want to look into it. Well, let's pull this out of the case and see what it sounds like. Okay guys, here's a little closer look at it. It's really well done. It's double bound. Mahogany, and it's open grain, it's sealed but not lacquered over. It's got a cute little bridge on it. I love the bridge, how ornate it is on the ends. It's really just kind of neat. The open headstock, and I wanted to add, this has a really pronounced V neck. Look at the V in that thing. Pretty cool. It feels kind of cool playing it too. It's not bad. The fretboard's pretty wide too. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. Alright, let's see what it sounds like. I'm going to change the strings on this and oil everything up. So the strings are kind of dead. I think these are the original ones, but here we go. gotta say, it's pretty cool. It's got a nice sound to it, and it really projects quite well. As I said before, these strings are pretty dead, so new set of strings is gonna do it some justice. It's pretty fun to play, pretty comfortable, honestly. It has that kind of, it's rich sounding, but it has that kind of like old blues guitar sound, you know. I can hear that kind of stuff in there. Maybe some slide on it would be cool. It reminds me of my old Gibson LGO, which is a little bigger than this, but kind of has that same kind of boxy sound, you know what I mean? I hate to call it a cheap guitar sound, because it's not that. It's just got, you know, it's not that great big dreadnought sound. It's different. Now, these little guitars like this, honestly, are really good for recording. I mean, sometimes better than a nice dreadnought, depending on the sound you're looking for, but these really cut through. They have a lot of mid-range, you know. You can feel it just vibrate when you strum really hard. These things really come to life. Yeah, I'm gonna start playing this some more. Like I said, this is literally only been played a handful of times, and you know, I just love the design. I like this open kind of pour wood. It's kind of like the new Groon I just bought that has the same kind of thing, which, you know, I don't know, it's just a whole different animal. You know, if you ever wondered what guitars sounded like back in the 1880s, it's kind of cool to relive something that's built to them specs, really. I always wondered, like, you know, the guitars we play must be better because it's new technology and all this stuff, but man, I don't think that's the case. Now, supposedly, from what I read too, these guys made the first dreadnought. Now, that's arguable in some circles, but I did just read that, so I'm going to do a little more research on this George Washburn Lion and Patrick Healy. It's pretty historical, the mark they left, I will say that. I know guys that really like the old Lion and Healy mandolins and stuff. Those are pretty collectible and really well built. And if this is what they were building guitars like back then, I mean, you were getting a good instrument. No question about it. As good as anything out there today. I did want to add that this does have a truss rod in it too. I'm not 100% sure that this would have had a truss rod in it back in the 1880s. I'm thinking no, but in any case, if you guys ever see one of these, it's just for your information, it does have a truss rod. You know, if you saw one of these for sale, I wouldn't hesitate buying it. They really are cool. They sound great. And they play really nice. I mean, it's just it's a pleasure to play. It's short scale. It's a 12 fret, you know, guitar. So the 12th fret's where it meets the body joint. So there's not a ton of room here to play, but it's easy to play. Like I said, the scale's a little tighter, I think, between the fret wire too. There's no question. So, you know, it's kind of easy if you have small hands to play this. Even though the neck's a little wider, with that V, for some reason, it really kind of puts your hand in the proper position. I almost kind of prefer it for some reason. It's just a unique thing, and it fits my hand really well anyway. Well, alright guys, I'm going to pull the strings off this one and clean her up and put some fretboard conditioner on it and oil up the wood here a little bit. Other than that, like I said, this thing's basically a new guitar. I did want to add, it's got, you know, the 3 on a plate tuners on the side. They're probably, you know, mock-ups of what was on this guitar, you know. They work. I'm not saying they don't, you know. We all know what these are. They're just the old style gear tuners like you'd see on a classical or something. They work okay, you know. If you was going to gig with this thing every night, you might want to change them, but so far they work pretty good. Quite a bit of sustain out of this little guitar too. It's kind of cool. I'm glad I dug it out because I haven't seen this or played it for quite a while, so it's good to get them out, look them over, and play them. I've got a few more guitars that I got to dig out too. I haven't showed you guys yet, so we'll keep going one by one. All right, guys, thanks for watching and checking this one out. This is a really fun one, I gotta say. Really cool guitar. And that, like I said, that neck is just so V'd. It's crazy, but honestly, that feels really good. There's the Washburn logo on the heel cap too, which is kind of neat. Nice binding. You know, it's got like herringbone stuff there. Really cool. You know, they even bound the back of it when no one could see it but the player, so pretty neat little guitar. Alright guys, be good. We'll see you soon. Okie doke.